All right. So first of all, just a little recap on our previous sessions, our homework assignments. I got a chance to look. I was traveling today. I saw a lot of your messages on your updates on what was happening with your inviting. And I just want to say, first of all, thank you because a lot of you took what we talked about last night, and we didn't get as great a results as we could have in that first 24 hours. But then coming and regrouping last night, I've seen a lot of messages come in from you guys today and since last night about getting a hold of people and working harder, trying harder, making it more serious, making it more critical, all the stuff that we talked about last night. So I just want to say congrats because I've seen the messages coming in now about you having success, getting people confirmed for the Zoom tonight. We had a great turnout tonight. I had almost 100 people on our Zoom tonight. So I'm sure that there were some from you guys there in that Zoom. And then also going through and looking at your schedules. We need to make sure that we're keeping me updated on progress. So if you've got changes to your schedule or new meetings that are added or a lunch that's added or a location change, and then most of you didn't tell me your locations. You just told me when your meetings were, but I really want to look and see where y'all are doing your live events and see if there's anything I can help you guys with, planning, setting it up, organizing it. If you guys have any questions on that stuff, I will take some questions when we're done, like we did last night. But I have gone through the majority of all the emails that I've seen coming in. Please make sure if you're on here and you're participating in the $5,000 challenge, that you did get your DocuSign document from me and you got it signed and you got the version from me that I sent that had my signature on it. If you did not, you need to send me an email tonight if you didn't get it or it didn't come into your email. I sent it to everybody who requested it and said that they were in. So I just want to make sure you got it because I have no way of knowing if you got it or not. Everything's been signed, I believe, that I've sent out. So I can double check on that tomorrow. But I wanted to remind everybody that that needed to have been turned in. So please let me know if you did not get it, if it got to spam or if there was a problem with the document. Tonight, we're going to talk about what to do with new people as you're getting sales in, as you're signing people up. And then what I want to do before we get into that is I would like to get a really quick update while we're on this session from those of you that have had results from last night. So any updates from last night on your 10 list, your board of directors, your top 10, getting them onto the Zoom tonight, getting them to a live event today, tomorrow, this week. For those of you that are doing your live events or haven't already done your live events this week. So if you guys wouldn't mind really quick, just putting some updates in there. If you've gotten sales or signups in the last 24 hours since we started this process, I'd love to give you guys some shout outs for those of you that are getting results, following the program, using the system. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what to do with these people as we start signing them up, how to get duplication going inside your organization. So if you wouldn't mind, just go ahead and type in the chat box updates on your 10 list. So if you've got new people confirmed, if you've gone beyond the 10, and look, here's the thing. If you've got somebody on your 10 list that you can't get in touch with, you can't get a hold of, replace them. Put somebody else on the top 10 list. You should constantly have this evolving list. This top 10 list should be what I used to call this my hit list. So my top 10 list was my hit list. That was my most important focus. Getting those 10 people, keeping that top 10 list fresh, getting those people exposed. So if you had somebody on your list last night that said already seen it, first of all, I don't understand. I'd be shocked if they'd seen it from somebody else. So I don't know. There were a couple people that said that last night. So I don't know if I even totally understand that because if you've already showed it to them, I don't know why you put them on the top 10 list. Because if you've already exposed them, you've already shown them, then there was no reason to put them on the top 10 list. But if they saw it from somebody else, I'm surprised because obviously we're such a new company. This is so ground floor. I'd be shocked if they've seen it from someone else. But if you have somebody that you can't get a hold of, or they said no, or they won't listen to you, whatever happens, just replace them. Put somebody new on that list. So this top 10 list should be an evolution. You should keep it with you at all times. I have a hit list that I keep with me still to this day. And I've recruited several people this week already, myself personally. Um, and we've scheduled some new events for the DFW area as well on the calendar going forward. So I'm going through all of these motions with all of you as well. So let's see here. Okay, three people on tonight. Tammy, that's awesome. Four people on the Zoom tonight. Terrence, that's great. Good. Marcus, you gotta just try harder. If there's eight people you're not getting a hold of, you've got to call them until they basically tell you to stop calling them. I mean, or replace them on your list because at this point now we've had 48 hours to call these people. You should have reached everybody. I mean, you've had 48 hours since Sunday, since we started this. You've had all day Monday, all day Tuesday. If you're not reaching them, you need to take them off the list because if you've called them enough times, they're going to answer if they're going to answer. And if they're not, just take them off the list. Okay, that's good, Shannon. Um, that's good, Mary. Okay, good. All right. So it looks like you guys had a lot of people on the Zoom tonight. That's good. At least I've heard from a handful of you on here. If y'all want to keep updating me, I'm going to move in to talk about some of these other things that we're going to discuss tonight. Obviously, we're going to keep talking about this top 10 list. And I'm going to keep giving you suggestions. I'm going to keep talking to you about it because this top 10 list, like I said, this is constantly evolving. Keep keeping that 10 list fresh. And the reason we started with the board of directors is like what we talked about on Sunday night, which is these are your people that are the busiest, most successful, most influential. These are your A team players, not your C team, not your D team, not your low hanging fruit. And so we need to make sure that as we're signing people up, this is the first exercise that you need to be doing with people when they sign up, okay? Is getting them to make their list, teaching them the board of director conversation, doing exactly what we did on Sunday night, and then have them start inviting immediately. Remember, if somebody can get their two in their first 48 hours, they're locked for life because now they're free for life and they're going to stay committed. They've seen success, they've gotten results. So you're going to be able to maintain those people if you get them started fast. Okay. So let's walk through what the process is. So you get somebody signed up. The first thing you want to do is meet with them, like I said, within 24 to 48 hours. If you don't live where they live, you need to do a virtual meeting like this. Zoom is free. Okay. So you can go get a Zoom room. You can get a Zoom account. You can do a Zoom with your friend or do a FaceTime or an Instagram call or a Facebook call or whatever. There's a lot of ways you can see people and be with them even if they don't live where you live. So ideally, this happens while you're with them in person. The first thing I do with them is exactly what I did on Sunday night. Okay. We're going to get into the next stage of that tonight. But the most important thing you do when you sign somebody up is you want to get immediate duplication. And like I said, the stopwatch, the clock, the countdown needs to begin from the moment you sign them up. I have an entire chapter in my book talking about the first 48 hours. You need to think, okay, I have a 48-hour window to get them duplicating. Okay, that means get them to make their own sale. This is important. This is how you collapse time. This is how you speed your business up. And if you can latch on to them, okay, and what I do is I basically treat them like almost like an infant. From a mental standpoint is I don't let them leave the nest, leave me, stop helping them until they have at least signed up their two. Okay. So that means that your top priority are your new sales that you've just signed up, and you don't get off of them, leave them alone, stop working with them, stop helping them until they at least have their two. So your total focus for your new people is helping them get their two. So the first thing you do when you sign them up is you have the board of director talk. You tell them about the top 10, why we want the top 10. You go through the exact same talk that we did on Sunday night, and then you have them make their list right there with you. So stop everything, stop what you're doing, make the list right then and there, just like we did on Sunday night. But you're doing this with them. Once they make that top 10 list, I'm going to literally have them invite them right in front of me. Now, here's the thing. People are not comfortable doing this because they've never done it before. So people have this fear of rejection. They have this fear of not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing how people are going to respond. And so then what happens is they'll say, "Oh, well, I'll call them later. I'll do it later." You're going to see there's going to be this like uncomfortable tension in the very beginning. And you're going to have people that are going to mentally do what some of you did last night, which was tell me, didn't get a hold of them, couldn't reach them, couldn't reach them, couldn't reach them, couldn't reach them, which to me, that translates where I didn't try hard enough. Okay. Or for some people, I didn't try at all. Okay. So going forward, okay, that top 10 list, we need to constantly be replacing it with people that we can get a hold of. All right. Because you've had 48 hours. So if you haven't gotten a hold of them, they need to be off the list. You either haven't called them enough or they're not going to answer you. So for whatever reason it is, you need to replace them on the list and put somebody new on there. But I think it's just a matter of calling them more. Okay. So I'm going to have them literally sit down and make those calls right then and there. They can also text people if they'd like to text. I know some people are a lot bigger on text. I think it's worth a personal phone call because if you're going to ask them to give up 20 minutes of their time and then potentially partner with you on a business or as a member, as a customer, become one of your customers, I think it's worth a phone call because it's a show of respect. It's a show of appreciation. You're telling this person how much they mean to you, how much their opinion matters to you. So why is it not worth a phone call? Okay. So I'm going to try to get them to call them right then and there. So I'm going to sit down with them. We're going to call 10 people. That's 10 phone numbers. If a few people answer, it might take 15 or 20 minutes. It might be 5 to 7 minutes per call. Remember, you're not explaining anything. You're just inviting. So you're inviting them to a Zoom. You're inviting them to a live event. So those calls should take 5 minutes max. If they're taking more than that, you're saying too much. You're keeping them on the phone too long. You'll probably get off in 2 or 3 minutes if it's done right. Okay. So we're going to call the 10 list. Okay. We're going to go through it, make the call, send the text. If they don't answer, we'll send them a text. We'll do some follow-up. Then I'm going to move into what's next, okay? And that is the Bright Life Blueprint, okay? So if you are not using the Bright Life Blueprint, okay, this is definitely an area of opportunity for you, okay? And I'm going to pull it up and show it to you. It's been online. Okay. So we've got the Bright Life Blueprint here. Step 1, download the app. So here's one of the things that I think we all can get better at is customer engagement, okay? So download the app and literally just walk them through the basic functionality of the app. We are going to be building some explainer videos inside of the app, but because we're making so many changes and the app is constantly evolving, we don't want to have to remake those videos because they have to get approved through the Google Store, through the App Store. And those explainer videos are the first things that you see when you download a new version of the app. So we are going to have those. But in the meantime, we need to be the explainer videos. So we need to make sure that people are downloading the app. All right. And that you show them where everything is. Those new videos that are in for Well Life are awesome. We've gotten great feedback. Corey did a great job on those. That's just one example of some brand new stuff in the app that everybody needs to be sharing with their team and showing them. So then we also need to make sure that they've got their profile set up and that they're in the Facebook groups, okay? Because we've got 3 Facebook opportunities. We've got the ad tag message group. We've got the Bright Life Facebook group. We also have the Bright Life Facebook page, okay? And on here, we talk about the ad tag message. We talk about welcoming people. We've changed the welcome banners, by the way. And Tiffany and the team have been working on getting people welcomed into the group. But here's the thing. We need you to add them, okay? So you need to add all of your new people to those 3 pages, okay? The ad tag message group, which is Bucket List Life, the Bright Life group page, and the Bright Life Facebook page. So you need to invite all of your new people to those pages and have them add them while you're with them. So this is the bare minimum stuff, getting somebody started right. It's getting their 10 list called immediately. That is the most important thing. Then getting them into the communication channels, right? Making sure they downloaded the app, making sure they know how to search on the app, making sure they know where the travel booking button is, making sure that they know where the menu buttons are, making sure whether they know what their link is, what their referral link is. It's right there in the app. If you go to contacts, it's right there. You can bulk invite right from the app, right on the contacts feature. You click on that yellow button, and then literally your invite link will go on any of you can do a sign up or a direct sign up. Okay. There are two features on there. And if you want to see where it sends you, send the link to yourself. The sign up page goes to the one that has the video. The direct sign up page takes them straight into the shopping cart to sign up. Okay. But this is an example of walking them through the app and showing them where everything is and making sure that they understand how to use it, making sure that they have it downloaded, making sure that they know, about our event coming up in Vegas this summer, because we're going to have tickets going on sale very soon for that. That's going to be inside the app. And so this, Bright Life Blueprint is like, this is like Bright Life 101. This is basic stuff, and you can do this right while you're with them, either over Zoom if you're not with them physically, or meet them at a coffee shop. This is ideally done in person. You walk them through this document, and they are going to be set up for success. We also have our schedule on here of our presentations, the trainings, the corporate call, everything is here. And then we have a 3-part video series that I recorded when we launched. And it's inviting is number 1, exposing and presenting is number 2, and then training and duplication is number 3. So what I'm going to give them as their first homework assignment is to go home and watch those 3 videos, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So if you're meeting with me, we're sitting here. I've just signed you up. I've essentially done exactly what I'm talking about. We did our board of directors, our top 10 list on Sunday night. That was the first thing we did when we kicked this off. Then now we're talking about what to do as we're getting people signed up. Some of you have already gotten sales. Congrats. And I didn't see if anybody put new sales. I know there were sales that were announced last night. If any of you have made sales from last night to today, if y'all want to put that in there, anybody that's made a sign up today or in the last 24 hours since our last session. And I know some of you are going to be following up with people who were just on the Zoom as soon as we're off. Any sales today? We need to be picking up the sales. Obviously, as we're making these calls, we gave people 48 hours to complete the assignment, but the 48 hours is up. And I told you it needed to happen within 48 hours. So here's the thing. You can't schedule them for more than 48 hours out. So if you don't have a live event, you've got to get them on one of the Zooms either tomorrow night or Thursday night at the latest if you're inviting them tomorrow. Okay. So it's got to be within 48 hours because too many things can happen. They're going to forget. They're going to no-show you. Like way too many things can happen if you do it more than 48 hours. Last minute invites are the best. Okay. And so we need to be recognizing results activity, right? So when people are getting results, we want to highlight that. So as I'm working with them, I'm going to be going through and seeing how that top 10 list is progressing. And tomorrow, be prepared because the 48 hours is up. I know a lot of you got people on the Zoom tonight, but tomorrow the assignment must be complete. You must have exposed your top 10 list by the end of day tomorrow. Okay, because you've had 3 days now to do it. So at a bare minimum, all of you should have had 10 exposures in the last 72 hours if we're talking about tomorrow night. So we have to stick on this, and this has got to be the focus. And if you're not reaching people, once again, you're not calling enough, or you need to change the people on the list. Okay, you've got another 24 hours to finish exposing this list. But we need to see what our areas of opportunity are. And if we're not getting people exposed, we're not going to know other areas that we can improve on and work on. That's where these 3 videos come in, because you've got inviting, which is what we're talking about right now. We've got exposing and presenting, and then we've got training and duplication. And so all of this is going to be important over the next 90 days. And so if you're not getting people exposed, if you're not inviting properly, or you're not having success, That's where we need to fix the problem, right? As we're getting people exposed, we need to be signing them up, but then we need to be explaining to them how to get it started for themselves and helping new people start right. So then you go through exposing and presenting and training. And then we talk about score in 24. Make a list of your 18 prospects. Invite them to a presentation today. This is on there. We've already done this because we just jumped straight to it, but that is key and it's on here. All right. Then you've got some reminders on here. It shows you where to get your referral link, tips for using social media, things to say, things not to say, don't overpost. Boom. That's it. Simple, easy. This document is so great and it's there for your use. And you need to have your new person go through it with you. You need to teach them, walk them through the document within 48 hours of them signing up, preferably 24 hours. Okay. Now, what I also do when I'm talking to somebody for the first time is I want to find out why they got involved with Bright Life. I want to know why they signed up. I want to know what the draw was. I want to know, was it the membership? Was it bucket list? Was it income, making money, residual income? What was it? Or was it all of the above? That's fine. But I want to ask them right after we do that top 10 list, as we're going through the Bright Life Blueprint, I want to get to know them and I want to know how to effectively work with them. And so I want to find out what their hot buttons are, what excites them, what motivates them, why did they join? Why did they sign up? I want to know because here's the thing. My biggest mistake, and I've talked about this in the trainings multiple times, my biggest mistake in the beginning was assuming that everybody wanted to be an influencer 500,000. Everybody wanted to be at the top. And that's just not the reality, right? A lot of people are just getting in to make an extra few $100s a month. Some people are getting in to try to get their fees waived so they can get a free trip every year. Everybody's going to be different, but you need to ask, because if you don't ask, you don't know. So what I want you to do is I want you all right now to put down in the chat, what are the top 2 reasons why you signed up for Bright Life? Or what was your objective? What was your reason for signing up? Either top 2 reasons, or the main reason, or the only reason, or these are the objectives that I hope to accomplish. I want to hear what those 2 things are, the 2 things that mattered most, you making this decision, you getting involved, you committing to this, and I want you to put it down right now. Okay, travel, golf, make money, travel, money, financial freedom, opportunity, travel, make more money, residual income, travel the world, retire, choices, residual income, freedom, leadership, residual income, bucket list, freedom, travel and money, travel, residual income. Okay, so a lot of people are saying the same stuff, right? So you're going to understand that some people, it's about travel. Some people, it's about residual. Some people, it's about money. Some people, it's like, I'll travel once I make more money. And so some of them are correlated, okay? But here's one of the things that people need to understand. When you're sitting down talking to somebody, and this is a brand new person who's told you that they got started for the money, I want to make sure that I set the proper expectations and I tell them, look, this is not get rich quick. Okay. It's not get rich quick. You do have to work. But what's great is that people love this. And you're going to have people that are going to do this that you had no expectation. So it's best to go in with no preconceived notions. No, I think they're going to do it. I don't think they'll do it. Maybe they'll do it. Oh, I think they'll definitely do it. None of that. You don't want to play God. That's why we want to start with the best 10 people. Just put the information in front of them and just get good at sorting. Okay. This is a sorting business, not a selling business. This is not a hardcore closing, selling business. I could sit here and teach you about closing and all these different ways to answer objections and all this stuff like I used to do when I was in direct sales 30 years ago. That's not what this is. This is a sorting business. If you're not getting results, you're simply just not sorting enough. You're not exposing enough people. You're not presenting to enough people. You're not inviting enough people. That's it. This is a numbers game. That is it. 100%. It doesn't, nothing else matters. It's all about the numbers. It's all about the exposures. It's just getting in front of more people. Whoever gets in front of the most people, whoever exposes the most people is going to make the most money in this business. And so I want to make sure that they understand that and explain to them that's why this list is so important. And I set the expectations that you can't put 10 people on a list and expect all 10 to watch the presentation right now. That's why I'm telling you, you should have already been well through the list. And if you're not getting a hold of somebody, if you can't reach them or they can't do it, replace them on the list with somebody else. And so I tell them, you're going to have to call more than this 10. This is just where I want you to start. And so you can't expose 10 and expect to sign up 10 because you may expose 10 and you may only get 2. And that's okay. Now you're free and you got through 8 no's. No big deal. It's a sorting business. You got to sort more. You got to flip more cards. You got to keep turning them over until you get to the card that you want. Okay. And so that's the way this business works. And so I want to make sure that when I sit down with them and talk to them for the first time, that I set the right expectations, because what I don't want them doing is thinking, well, if I invite one person, I'll sign one person up. So I'm going to make one invite. I'm going to invite one person. And then that one person can't come or is not available. And then they don't do anything else. That's why I want to have them call the entire list of 10 right then and there while I'm with them, because I now know that they want to make money. If they say, I just got into travel, I go, well, do you want to get your 2 and free? Yeah, I'd love to get my 2 and free. Cool. Well, let's focus on just helping you get your 2. Because here's what's going to happen. Once they get their 2, then they won't stop, right? They're going to be like, oh, that wasn't hard. I got my 2. Now I got my dues. My dues are waived. I don't pay anything for the membership. But that wasn't hard. I got 2 people to sign up. Now they're going to want to refer more. Okay. But I don't want somebody who just got in for travel to think that they need to call 100 people, or that they need to be a lifer 7,500, or that they need to even be a lifer, 300. I want to help them accomplish their objectives. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is, as a reminder, once I set the expectations and talk to them, like if they're just really trying to get their 2 or they just want to travel, I'm going to get them excited about travel, because I'm going to at least keep these members engaged. I'm going to make sure if they're just in it for travel, they don't want to refer anybody, that's cool. No big deal. But you need to know that by asking them and asking those questions, because then you can work with them more effectively. Okay. And so all of you want to be lifer 7,500. So we need to be doing way more than what we're requiring of these brand new people, because our expectations, everybody on this group, is higher than these basic people that are just getting started, that just signed up for the travel, for example. But one thing I want you to do, and this is going to be your assignment for tonight, okay, to have done for tomorrow, is I want everybody here to put down what your goals are this year with Bright Life, okay? And it could be monetary, it could be travel related, it could be business related. And then if you have any other personal goals or any other objectives for this year, maybe you want to, lose 10 pounds. Maybe you want to run a half marathon. Maybe you have a financial goal. Maybe you have something that you're going to reward yourself with. I'm a big believer in, when you hit goals for yourself, rewarding yourself, having something that you can work towards and achieve. And so what you're going to do tonight is, I want all of you to put on a screen what your goals are this year and the reasons why you're doing what you're doing. What is your why? Why did you sign up? What is the real reason that's motivating? Do you have something physically? Is it financially? Is it to spend more time with your children? I saw children and kids and family on a lot of these responses. That's great. I want you to put that on a screen, okay? And then I also want you to put goals for yourself and rewards for yourself. So I want you to think about something you're going to do to reward yourself if you hit XYZ. Okay. And so what you're going to do is, you're going to make a screensaver for your phone, and that's your homework for tonight, for tomorrow. And it's going to have your goals on it. and it's going to have whatever your reward is going to be. And so that way it's on your phone, set it as your screensaver, just like I just did. So this is mine. And so you'll see it here. It's right here on my screen. So my goal is to have 25,000 members in Bright Life by the end of the year. And this house is a house in Mexico, in Tulum, that I want to buy. So that's my personal goal, and that's what I'm setting for myself, and that's my screensaver. And so I want you guys to make your screensaver tonight as your homework for tomorrow, as a reminder to always work with people towards what their goals are, what their objectives are, right when you get started working with them. Because then now you know what you can expect from them and what they're wanting to put in. If you've got somebody who just wants to get their two and just travel for free, and that's all they want, then you can't say, hey, you need to be at every meeting, you need to be on every Zoom. It's a different conversation. But if you've got people that have big goals and they have financial goals, you need to set the expectations of what that's going to take. Take the comp plan out, show them what they need to do to get to that number, and then talk about how many people do you need to sign up a month. If your goal is to do that this year, how many people do you need to sign up every month to get to that goal by the end of the year? And so those of you that are doing this tonight with yourself, you need to be thinking about that. If this is your goal for the year, how does that break down? I have it broke down. So I know exactly where we need to be, exactly how many sales we need to put in, where we need to be pacing as we go throughout the year to be able to be at that number by the end of the year. Okay. And so everybody else here needs to do the exact same thing. And so as you go through this exercise tonight for yourself, this is exactly what you want to do with your new people when you get them signed up. Because if you know what motivates them, if you know what gets them excited, if you know why they signed up, now you can work with them more effectively. And tomorrow, we're going to talk about getting people to become running buddies with you. Finding a running buddy, finding a partner, somebody that you can do the business with. It doesn't even have to be in your team. Ideally, it's somebody in your downline, because now you've got somebody that can be a running buddy, like a business partner for you, not partnering on your income, but partnering on accomplishing your goals and your objectives. And see, here's what's crazy. When people combine to help others reach their goals, this is some of the most powerful collaboration that I've ever seen in my entire career. And that's why you need to be aware of your goals, and you need to be aware of your people's goals and why they signed up. Most people never even ask, right? I mean, look at our bucket list trips are a perfect example. Most companies, they have no idea where their customers want to go, right? We just ask, like, what's on your bucket list? You know, this is the main part of our culture is our bucket list experience and our loyalty program. And all we did was ask, right? And so it's the same thing when you're working with your new people. If your goals are out there and you're sharing your goals with people, you're sharing it with your spouse, you're sharing it with your kids, they're involved, they're engaged. If you're sharing it with your new people, you're inspiring them, plus people that are telling you what inspires them and what motivates them and what they want to accomplish. Now you can work with them more effectively. But here's the thing. If you don't ask, you don't know. And if you don't share, they don't know. Right? I just shared you. I haven't told anybody about my goals or showed that to anybody, but I shared it with you tonight. So to me now, this is a collaborative effort where we're doing this together. All of the things that I'm asking you to do, I'm doing too. I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I'm too good to do or that I won't do myself. Okay. And this is the same type of way you want to work with your people. This is how you create an organization. This is how you build leadership inside of your team. This is how you get people committed, because you're helping them accomplish their goals. You care about what they want. You're not just putting your goals and your work ethic and your desires on them and forcing them to do something that they don't even want to do themselves. Okay. And so this is an important exercise in helping your people and be a more effective leader, because now you know what motivates people, what fires them up, what pushes their buttons, and may have them make that screensaver with you. Do exactly what we're doing right now tonight with your new people as you get them signed up. So I'm going to leave you with that tonight. That is going to be your assignment for tomorrow. I also need you to send me an updated list of your top 10, okay, tonight. So everybody needs to send me their top 10 list, the progress that they've made, any sales you've made, exposures you've made. Please do not go to bed tonight and send me a list that says cannot reach, did not answer, did not answer. That is not what I want to see. Do not send me another one of those lists. So that means that if you have those on your list right now, you need to get off this Zoom and you need to go make another round of calls, another round of texts, and go get those people contacted so you can send me a more complete list tonight. All right. And then does anybody have any questions on any of this or on any of the other assignments? Awesome, Ashley. Yeah, I made mine in the Bahamas too, by the way. We talked about it there. I made it there. My calendar just arrived today, by the way. We'll save that for one of the nights this week. But I got the big ass calendar, the one I told you guys about. So it literally just got delivered today. I ordered it like right before the Bahamas, and so it just got there. And so we'll make that one of the nights. We'll go through the big ass calendar and talk about productivity and putting our 7 hour work week on there. But for tomorrow, you need to do your home screen vision board goals with your rewards, with your year targets on the screensaver for your phone. So everybody needs to do that and have that complete. I want you guys to all show your phones tomorrow night. So we're going to check that as a group tomorrow night. I want to see what y'all's goals are. I want you to share them, talk about them. And if you have personal stuff, it's fine. We can skip it, or you can cover a different part of it if it's something you don't want to share. I think sharing goals is an important part of the process. So I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, we're all in this together. We're all working on this together. And so I would like to hear everybody's goals and what your thoughts are and what your objectives are. There is a recording from last night. I was traveling today, so I'll put it up today, and I'll put up tonight's as well. So if you have new people that are joining us, they'll be able to catch back up. Obviously not part of the challenge, but they can stay part of the mentorship and part of the group and part of the exercises and activities. So make sure you email me tonight your update on your board of directors list. So everybody needs to email me tonight. Brand new, doesn't need to be a new name list of 10, but it needs to be updated with all the progress you've made. And if you're not getting a hold of people or they've told you no, they need to be replaced on the list with somebody new. So put new people on the list in places of people that have not been reachable or that have seen it or didn't sign up or saw the Zoom tonight. Now, if they're off the list, you need to be replacing them with some new people. So add some new names to your list. Go through your phone, go through your Facebook, and keep working on that hit list. We're going to be looking at that probably every day as we're talking and going through that. It should be a constant evolving process. So any other questions? All right, everybody. Have a great Tuesday night. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night, same time, same place. And we'll be talking about our goals, and we'll be looking at our vision boards on our phones tomorrow night. I can't wait to see everybody. Have a great night. God bless.